Hello, welcome to my channel, Professor Santosh Nandar. Today we will discuss public sector. First, we will define what is public sector. The public sector is a part of the economy that comprises all organizations that are owned and operated by the government. This includes everything from schools and hospitals to roads and bridges. The main purpose of the public sector is to provide services that are considered essential for the well-being of society. These services are typically provided free of charge or at a subsidized rate, similar to the voluntary sector. Organizations in the public sector do not seek to generate a profit. So, what we can say is specifically this public sector is for social welfare and very minimal or at the subsidized rates the prices for services or money for providing services is charged by government, and basic motto is to enhance the well-being of people, not to generate or not to seek profit. What are public sector organizations? Public sector organizations are formed in three different forms: departmental undertakings, public corporations, statutory corporations, government company. So, in this model you can see these public sector organizations, and these are owned by central government, state government and local governments. Departmental undertakings, what does it mean? This is the oldest form of public sector enterprises. The departmental undertaking is considered as one of the departments of the government. It has no separate existence than the government. It functions under the overall control of one ministry or department of government. For example, railway post, telegraph, broadcasting, telephone services, etc. It comes under departmental undertakings. Only one department can control it or ministry. Now, we will discuss features of departmental undertakings. The main characteristics of departmental undertakings are they operate under the overall control of one of the ministries of central or state government. They are a part of government only. There is no separate entity. The revenue of departmental undertakings is deposited in the treasury of government. They are financed from the annual budgets of the government. Government finances them and annual budget is created for them. Merits of departmental undertakings. It is very easy to form a departmental undertaking as no registration is compulsory because it comes under government. There is direct parliamentary control. The performance of departmental undertakings can be discussed in parliament, so there is public accountability. It means each and every member of parliament, so they can participate, they can discuss and they can give their suggestions. The revenue of departmental undertaking is deposited in the treasury of government, so these undertakings help to increase the government revenue. Public corporations, statutory corporations. A statutory corporation is a body corporate formed by special act of parliament or by the central or state legislature. It is fully financed by the government. Its powers, objects, limitations, etc. are also decided by the act of legislator. So, it is a legal, or you can say that this is a statutory provisions which is done by the government. For example, Indian Airlines, Air India, State Bank of India, Life Insurance Corporation of India, Food Corporation of India, Oil and Natural Gas corporations, etc. that comes under public corporations. Features of a public corporation. The main characteristics of a public corporation are: it is created by an act of parliament or central or state legislature. The powers, objectives and limitations of public corporation are defined in the act only. So, it works as per provisions laid down in act. Under total control of government, may be center or state government, operations of public corporations takes place. A public corporation is a separate legal entity. It gets incorporated automatically when the act is passed in the parliament. So, there is a public accountability for this also. Merits of a public corporation. A public corporation is able to manage its affairs with independence and flexibility. The public corporation is relatively free from red tape, as there is less file work or less formality to be completed before taking decisions, because already it is passed by the government or the parliament. The activities of the public corporations are discussed in parliament. This ensures the protection of public interest. It seems that public interest are taken into consideration. Government companies. The company in which at least 51% of the paid up share capital is held by the central or state government or partially by central or state government is government company. The government companies are governed and ruled by the provisions of the Company Act 2013 like any other registered companies. For example, Steel Authority of India, State Trading Corporations, Hindustan Machine Tools, etc. Features of government company. Registration. The government company gets incorporated under the Companies Act 1956. All the provisions of Companies Act are applicable to a government company. So, they must be registered under Company Act 1956. Ownership. The government company is wholly or partially owned by the government. The share capital of these companies is owned by the government of India in the name of President, means 51% share of government or partially 51% by center as well state governments. Management. The government is managed by the board of directors who are nominated by the government and other shareholders. The government has the authority to appoint a majority of the directors. It seems there is a whole control of government. Merits of government company. The government company is relatively free from government and political interference because the board of governors are appointed and they take decisions accordingly. The government company is managed, financed and audited just as any other private sector company. It can therefore secure greater flexibility, freedom of operation and quickness of action in running the enterprises. The government companies can avail and accommodate managerial skills, technical know-how or expertise of the private enterprises by conventionally collaborating with it. So, they can be the partners in taking the knowledge of technical know-how and by accommodating managerial skills. So, thank you very much for listening. Contact me if you have any queries or any questions on my email ID professorsantosh.eco@mdurohtak.ac.in. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. The second part of private sector that we uploaded after few days, or you can say after 3-4 days. So, thank you very much for listening. Please subscribe my channel so that you can get more and more videos on the current issues as well as other issues of economy